Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Kumasi. We are on Love 99.5 FM. Affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We are on Kekeli Radio in Ho, Castle FM in Cape Coast, Sun City Radio in Keta. We are on Radio Pando in Pando. We are live on X Spaces. We are on Facebook. We are on myjoyonline.com. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol. Your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Sol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Dura Plus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duraplus goes, water always flows. This afternoon, Airtel Tigo takeover comes under scrutiny as it emerges Communications Ministry is yet to secure parliamentary approval for Ghana's joint venture agreement that will see the privatization of the telecommunications network.
Now, the shareholders of Airtel and Tigo have taken. They are not passing on the shareholder loans. It is still working, so this is not the time for any subscriber to move away from that company.
Also, this afternoon, new roll call system in Parliament causing problems for some MPs who are concerned. It sends a wrong signal to the public.
In such a situation, how do you let your vote like it? And then you may want to do that when the clerk is reading the bill.
I'll also take you to Agogo, where the Salt FM remains shut as operations move online following revocation of its license by the NCA. Meanwhile, GJA declares war on Yendi MP Farouk Aliyu Mahama, alleging the NP has issued threats to its president and vows to pursue its boycott of the MP with all legitimate tools available to it.
If Farouk Aliyu Mahama does not sue the umbrella bodies, be it all of us gathered here, GJA, their foundation, Prem Park, Giba, City, we will sue him.
The GJA, meanwhile, has asked all journalists to boycott the MP and serve notice it will escalate its action once the 10-day ultimatum given to the IGP and the NPP for his arrest elapses. We have sports.
The Ghana FA is set to launch a men's 4-year development plan to ensure the Black Stars return to its glory days.
That and more here on the Midday News. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. I am Emefa Apawu. Please do stay on for details. Many thanks for your company. We're digging now on Joy News is learning this afternoon that the Ministry of Communication and Digitalization has failed to secure parliamentary approval for Ghana's joint venture agreement that will see the private takeover of the AT telecommunications network. In November last year, Sector Minister Eslo Uswekofo led her outfit to facilitate the agreement between the UK-based private equity firm Hanam Investments and AT Network, which the government acquired for just $1 after previous multinational investors sold off the firm to government. However, Joy News is learning that in spite of a directive from the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbing, for the deal to be subjected to a parliamentary approval process, the Ministry of Communication is yet to officially comply with this directive. Blessed Soga has more.
Now, the shareholders of Airtel and Tigo have taken.
This was about 2 years ago when Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Esma Owusu-Ekufo, explained to journalists the terms for government's takeover of telecommunication network AT. The company was almost falling off the cliff, raising skepticism the government's takeover could not change its course. But the sector minister was hopeful, especially as there was no debt burden for the public purse.
Now, the shareholders of Airtel and Tigo have taken. They are not passing on the shareholder loans. It is still working, so this is not the time for any subscriber to move away from that company.
But there was hope at last in November 2023 when AT Ghana announced a new joint venture with Hanam Investments, an equity firm based in the United Kingdom. The agreement, which was facilitated by the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, came in 3 parts.
Apologies for that mix-up there, but we'll bring you Blessed Sugan's report. But thankfully, he joins us in studio with more on this. Blessed, tell us what we know about Hanan Investments.
Well, so according to a publication posted on social media by AT Ghana, this company actually belongs to Ian Hanan, a former chairperson of the global capital markets at JP Morgan. Now, Hanan Investments has over 10 key investments in a range of sectors in over 10 countries. Now, it is a privately owned permanent capital group which invests for the long term. Now, the company claims to have the industry and operational understanding to invest, build, and grow businesses successfully. Now, investments include being majority shareholders of TBNG, and they are the second largest natural gas producers in Turkey, and the Turkish fintech company Kolendi. Now, established some 3 years ago, the company boasts of some 15 million active users, and it is now recognized as the largest fintech in the Middle East and Asian areas, as we understand.
Well, you've been interacting with the ranking member on the Communications Committee. He's unable to join us now because the LGBTQ bill is currently being debated in Parliament. But what has he been telling you about this?
The concern from the minority in Parliament is that this deal, there was an instruction from the Speaker of the House, Alban Kingsford Badbin, asking that the arrangement be subjected to parliamentary approval. But the MP tells us on the records that he, as of now, the Ministry of Communication and Digitalization has not brought that document before the Communications Committee, in spite of that directive coming through from the Speaker of the House. And so they will be demanding for that in the coming days to ensure that the sector minister brings the details of the joint venture before Parliament.
Well, this is an issue we'll definitely be following up on. That's my colleague Blessed Suga giving us details of that Airtel Tigo takeover and the concerns by MPs. In fact, raising concerns about the fact that the Ministry of Communications did not seek parliamentary approval before going ahead with the deal. We'll get to hear from the ministry on this as and when they give us that reaction. Now, I'll take you back to Parliament, where some MPs are concerned that the new roll call system adopted in the new standing orders of Parliament will send a wrong signal to the public. Every sitting, the clerks at the table are now required to mention the name of every single MP who will stand up to be marked present. NDC MP for Yape Kusalgo is warning MPs will be present in Parliament either at the committee or undertaking other functions, but the public will see them as absent. This concern was overruled by the second Deputy Speaker presiding, and the roll call went ahead. You can listen.
In such a situation, how do you let your appointment like this? And then you may want to do that when the clerk is bringing the date, those who have got a message from you, they will mention that Mr. A has indeed asked of permission from you and is unavoidable.
We discussed this yesterday at length. The decision is that the new rules cover roll call. The speaker may have his discretion, but today my position is that the roll call must go on. Let's move ahead.
Well, Kweku, Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent Kweku Asante joins us on the line. I know there's a lot on your plate today, Kweku, but let's first talk about the concerns that were raised by MPs when it comes to this roll call system.
Yes, it started from the MP for Kaikui Central, Patrick Boama, who was concerned that the proceedings of Parliament are being live on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. Constituents are watching. MPs will be in the House, will be in committee, will be doing some other functions, and they will just be marked absent because per the roll call, they may not be on the floor at the time, and that will have some political consequence for them in their constituency. Some MPs, a lot of them have been raising similar, like you just said, from MP for Yape Kosoagu, raising the same concerns that this will have some impact on them in their constituency. But it appears the leadership of the House, the speakers, are not listening to that. They are going ahead with this. But the operation, the wording of the standing of this is that the speaker may conduct a roll call. And from these concerns that we are seeing, it appears maybe next week or the ensuing weeks, there will be some toning down on this roll call system.
And ahead of the delivery of the State of the Nation address on 27th of February, it looks like the minority leader has a charge to President Akufo-Addo.
He says he should reform his government, just like parliaments have done by reforming their standing orders.
Well, we'll get to hear from the minority leader on this, Kweku. I know that there's been a reaction from the majority leader as well. But really, I know there's currently the LGBTQ bill is being debated in Parliament. Tell us more.
Yes, the consideration stage of that bill is currently continuing. The chairman hasn't been around his ranking also, but some judge who have the number of amendments in his name are moving them. There's been some haggling on the penalty that should be imposed on persons who support or engage in LGBTQ activities. That was the same argument and the debate that was on the floor before Parliament went on break in December. They are back. They've not been able to resolve it. And so the substance of most of the amendments will be moved, but the penalty that will be imposed, the punishment that will be imposed on these persons will be deferred until the drafters will come to some agreement.
That's a parliamentary affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante. We can hear from the minority leader.
This meeting is largely going to be about 7 weeks. And for me, the most important one will be the State of the Nation address, where the president will be visiting, will be coming to Parliament to deliver the State of the Nation. Members of Parliament will do what we have to do right in making comment on the true state of our country. Our country is not sitting well in some of the things that we do. And just like Parliament has reformed yesterday, I called on His Excellency the President and the Vice President to also reform their government. Because Ghanaians are fast losing hope in our.
That's a minority leader, Dr. Ato Forsin. Now, still in Parliament, the majority leader, Osei Mensah-Bonsu, was announced. The message on the State of the Nation address will be delivered. This is the announcement earlier.
The presentation of the President's message on the State of the Nation. That is the Mosong, the message on the State of the Nation, Mosong. Some people refer to it as SONA. State of the Nation address. It's not. It's a message on the State of Nation, Mosong. And it's going to be delivered. It's going to be delivered on the 27th. It's going to be delivered on the 27th of February.
Well, that's the majority leader, Osei Mensah-Bonsu, Moson or Sona. That will happen on the 27th of February. Now, the Ghana Journalists Association is daring MP for Yendi, Farouk Aliu Mahama, to carry out his threat to sue the GJA, the Media Foundation for West Africa, Primpac, and other bodies who have condemned him for his alleged assault on a City FM journalist. The MP is alleged to have slapped the station's Northern Regional correspondent, Mohammed Alabira, during last month's parliamentary primaries of the NPP. The MP denies assaulting the journalist and demanded the story be pulled down or face legal action. But the GJA and its allied agencies are not taking any of that. President of the association, Albert Jumfo, at a news conference yesterday said the MP has gone ahead to also issue a threat to him.
This morning, I woke up to Farouk Mohammed's message. Good morning. My lawyers are working on to sue the journalists and all involved. Also for defamation. Rest my case. The name of the game is evidence, not just allegation. We want to let him know that as journalists, we don't dwell on assumptions and suspicions. And I see this as a personal threat, because if you want to go to court. Why send me a message? You have no business in sending me a message. So if Honorable Farouk is listening, I see it as a personal threat, and I will deal with it as such. If Farouk Aliu Mahama does not sue the umbrella bodies, be it all of us gathered here, GJA, their foundation, Primpac, Giba, City, we will sue him.
Meanwhile, the MP is on the blacklist of the GJA as the association steps up its fight against attacks on the media. It has given the NPP and the Ghana Police Service a 10-day ultimatum to arrest the MP. So how will the media groups enforce its directive for the MP's blacklist? George Wilson Kinson is Executive Secretary, Private Newspapers and Online News Publishers Association of Ghana. They've been speaking to Joy News editor Fred Smith.
What we are doing is an appeal to our members and to all journalists in the country to consider the situation and ensure that they go by this directive. It's purely a directive that can even be disregarded by any editorial board. However, we are making the appeal such that when it happens to any other journalist, we will have a cause to make similar appeals. So it's just a directive that we are making to our members to show empathy
But as it stands, it's just an allegation by the radio station. We have not seen the evidence in public. So what makes you believe that indeed the MP actually assaulted a journalist when?
Okay, so anyone who cares to find out from City FM, City TV, whose reporter was assaulted, will get the full information that the reporter, as we have it, was actually on air. He was giving a live report when the assault came on him, or the attack happened on him. And so City management has a video recording we are aware of. Also, the police commander is a witness. The district police commander also is a witness.
That's a Primpark Executive Secretary George Wilson Kinson. Now I'll take you to Agogo, where a radio station based there, Salt FM, remains shut after the National Communications Authority and a group of security officers on Tuesday stormed the studios to disconnect the equipment. The action was over the non-renewal of the authorization license, which angered some residents of Agogo who staged a demonstration to resist the closure. Management has since moved operations online through Facebook streaming as they engage the NCA on the matter. Meanwhile, the closure of the radio station has added to the speculative discussions in Agogo over attempts to stop its owner, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, from contesting as an independent candidate in the 2024 parliamentary elections. Nana Boachi Dankwa Yadom is there live for us, joins us on the line. And let's talk about any new development, if any.
Well, Emefa, at the moment, the radio station Salt FM in Agogo has resorted to operating online. They are doing Facebook stream as they continue to engage the National Communications Authority as to what really transpired yesterday. Unfortunately, management were in a meeting yesterday when they heard of the incident that happened, and so they really did not get to engage the NCA. And so today, this morning, they're being told that management is in a meeting with the National Communications Authority to find reasons or to get clarity as to what led to the closure of their radio station yesterday, which led to some serious protests.
And let's talk about that protest. You've been monitoring it. Tell us more about it.
Well, residents were really aggrieved yesterday when they heard that the radio station was being shut down. A number of them besieged the premises of Salt FM in Agogo to demand answers from the National Communications Authority as to why they had to shut down the popular radio station in the community. Because it's a community radio station, a lot of them really do stick to it. And so during the moment when the National Communications Authority and some security officers got into their studio to shut down their equipment, their presenter was live on air. So it was actually said on air, which led to a number of them coming to the premises of the radio station to demand answers from the National Communications Authority. Led to a serious protest in the community, but then calm has been restored as management engaged the NCA this morning.
That's my colleague Nana Boachi Dankwa Yadom reporting from Agogo. Let me take you now to the northern region where some residents have bemoaned hikes in activities of highway robbers. According to residents, at least 3 incidents are recorded monthly, especially on Mondays, which are market days. The issue was the most recorded challenge on the first day of the Building Ghana tour of the northern region by former the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama. Nana Yaujima is touring the region with him and filed this report.
Within every 2 weeks, we do really actually experience armed robbery. Normally we'll be here and then before we realize a car traveling from Tamale to Yene will be stopped on that particular place. Many a time they are suspecting the people to be Fulani armed robbers.
Traders who visit the area on Mondays are mostly targets of the attack. Already, the overlord of Dagbon, Yana Abukari II, has teamed up with local assembly for a solution. Police checks and patrol on the highway have achieved little results. Former President John Dramani Mahama acknowledged the efforts to address the challenge.
Recently, armed robbers have become a menace in Yendi and surrounding areas. I'm informed that you set up a committee, including your assemblymen, to deal with the problem. I can assure you that when NDC comes into office, the insecurity that you are suffering will become a thing of the past.
Former President John Dramani Mahama there ending Nana Yaojima's report. Now, after a week-long boycott, workers of the Ghana Water Company have made the decision to return to Boko following a commitment by the Regional Security Council REGSEC to provide round-the-clock security. Concerns over safety compelled these essential workers to temporarily suspend operations and vacate the town, adding to the growing list of companies that have regrettably withdrawn from the volatile area. However, dialogue between the GWCL leadership and REGSEC yielded a commitment ensuring protection for the workers and smooth operations in the area. We can hear from Director of Communications of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Mate.
Since November 2021, our workers have been under this siege of sporadic shooting and every time killings around them and all that. We keep impressing on them and talking to them to just stay put and all that. It's gotten to a point where they can't be risking their lives. I mean, their families are complaining and all that. But just imagine your husband is somewhere working and you don't know whether the day will end with him alive. So they have moved to Volga and are saying that they should transfer to other areas to go and work. But under these conditions, they cannot. Okay, what can management do? Again, as I speak, the Regional Security Council and then the District Security Council have spoken with us, have spoken with the staff, have spoken with management, and we have resolved, we have had a resolution to go back to work. Okay, but there are still certain conditions. Now, one of the conditions is for them to have 24/7 security. Then they can work. Okay, without that, then they can't work. The Regional Security Council has agreed to do that. And so this morning, they are being transported under security guard to Boko so that they can start operations.
Meanwhile, the Municipal Chief Executive Amadou Hamza confirms the assurances by the Security Council indicating more is being done to return other companies who have fled to return to Boko. He spoke to Joy News.
This didn't come to me as a surprise, but I know that service providers like Ghana Commercial Bank, like Consolidated Bank, Ghana Revenue Authority, Social Security, and National Insurance Trust, and then the court itself. Many others have actually left Boko. Several attempts were made and are still being made in my office to ensure that we get them back to the municipality to start operating and to provide and to continue to provide those services to the people of Boko. In a bold initiative, and I was able to reach out to the Ghana Water Company Managing Director, apparently Dr. Clifford Bremer, and indeed he came to a firm conclusion with me yesterday, and all those issues that were raised by the workers be resolved. And so, which is why I can confidently tell you that as of yesterday, the matter has been resolved. And so a letter is to be written to the regional manager of the Upper East region to direct the staff that have left to come back to Boko to continue supplying water.
That's Amadou Hamza, is the Municipal Chief Executive of Boko, and that's how we take a quick break here on the Midday News, live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra and Kumasi. We are on Love 99.5 FM, affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Sol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDP pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with the level indicator. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. We return from the break with sports and more. Please do stay.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
Go GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's do sports. Mubarak, what do we have?
Yep, Emefa. Now, the Ghana FA is set to introduce a comprehensive 4-year strategy aimed at revitalizing the Black Stars. Now, in light of the team's consecutive group stage eliminations at the Africa Cup of Nations, the FA recognizes the need for a holistic approach to address the challenge. We can now hear from the FA president, Keto Kreko, who spoke at a press conference today held in Kumasi.
The period between our last game against Mozambique and today have been a reflective period for us, a time for us to think through decisions that were taken, any decision that had been taken. It has been a reflective period that has allowed us, again, the chance as servants of football to be very, very decisive and to take far-reaching decisions that will strategically impact positively on the game that is beyond a game. In the next few days, we shall be launching the men's football strategy, which is also ready. This is a 4-year plan for the development of men's football.
So that's Keto Kreko, president of the Ghana FA. Back to you, Mr.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Now, former Works and Housing Minister Tachia has been defending his inability to perform to expectation during his days as Works and Housing Minister regarding the issue in particular about affordable housing. The Achime Boakwa South MP says the president's prioritization of the free SHS should be blamed for the non-performance. He's been speaking in a yet-to-be-aired interview on PM Personality Profile with Aisha Ibrahim.
Do you know why we are not really making it a priority? Because housing is a big deal.
Housing is a big deal. In fact, it's a catalyst for the development of any country.
True.
But I'm sure probably the power of the president was hijacked by Free Senior High School.
Okay.
Yeah, ab initio.
So that was your priority.
That was his priority. Okay. And probably other areas suffered. Well, given the resources that I had. I'll tell you something, Aisha. Sometimes people measure people wrongly. If you didn't want to give a coin or financial space to the roads minister, there'll be no roads. It's as simple as that. I never had the benefit of doing housing. So how can you assess me on housing? I tell how many houses did you build? From which pocket was I going to build houses? In terms of the resources that I had, I did some good work. What they wanted me to do, which I did so well, is the drainage system in the country.
Well, you can catch that full interview, PM Personality Profile, this Friday on the Joy News channel at 9 p.m. You can't miss it. Now, Clean Ghana campaign in Accra is back, and the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has announced that the 2024 campaign will focus on addressing the air quality in the capital. This follows the recent IQ Air Index, which named Accra as a leading city in the world with the poorest air quality. Launching this year's edition at Choco, one of the hotspots of air pollution in Accra due to fish smoking, Florence Kuchi, the Metropolitan Public Health Director, said the activities will name and shame individuals polluting the air with their activities, and you want to watch out for Clean Ghana campaign. It will be in your area soon. It's time for M&J, and Jackie is here.
Yeah,
a lot happening on the social media streets. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so first of all, the president is trending, Nana Akufo-Addo. So yesterday, he is under heavy criticisms for sending his well wishes to King Charles III. You know, yesterday, I told you King Charles was trending after they posted his cancer treatment, that he's unwell. So in the statement, he said that on behalf of the people and governments of Ghana and on behalf of my wife, Rebecca, the First Lady, I send best wishes to His Royal Majesty King Charles III, King of the United Kingdom, head of Commonwealth, as he undergoes treatment for cancer. So this is what he sent around 5:50 p.m. yesterday, and people have been talking about it. So when you go through the comments, someone says, is the president's Twitter account only meant for condolences and send well wishes. And someone also says, well said, Mr. President, we wish him good health. This one also says, we hope the king's cancer treatment is not going to affect negatively the economy of Ghana. So people have been sharing their opinions on that. Yeah, but moving away from...
And Stoneboy is trending. NCA issues. I'm really interested
Yes,
in that.
NSA is trending. So, you know, some few days ago during the Public Accounts Committee, Sam George spoke about the fact that during the concerts in December, they said they paid 70,000. But then the manager is out to say that they paid more than that. So let's listen.
But what I can tell you clearly is that, yes, I was delegated by Stone to lead the charge in terms of doing the negotiations and payment of the stadium. And I can also tell you for a fact that, yes, we paid more than 70,000 for the stadium.
Well, yeah.
And he spoke on hits.
Yeah, he spoke on hits. So he's trending. NSA alongside Stoneboy is trending because people want to know, so where did the rest of the money go?
Charges. Well, Jackie, let's end it here. We'll get more subsequently. There's more also on myjoyonline.com. That's it for the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil is up next. Have a good afternoon.